Elizabeth Arden cream.
This one's wife. Not for you, you peasants. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. You have come to know through my work that this one's wife regards herself as a hugely important person, that she's special, elevated, with that ever-present sprig of mint, that she is superior to those around her. The evidence demonstrates that she's not, but she doesn't see that evidence because the distortion field that is her narcissism prevents her from seeing it in its true light, and instead continues to let her believe that she is a capable actress, a brilliant writer, a fantastic spokesperson, an absolutely mesmerizing speech giver, and, of course, fantastic when it comes to content creation and running the business empire that is as ever. And talking of which, as you know, each day she has been pumping out footage by way of a reel on her as ever Instagram account to seek to persuade somebody that this is a viable brand and that people are actually purchasing the products. Interestingly, having been silent on her own personal Instagram for at least a week, goodness me, she has placed a reel there, but it is in relation to as ever. Let's have a look at what it is showing. The footage is accompanied by a cover of Hey Hey Mr. Postman. I've removed it for copyright reasons. YouTube doesn't like the use of the other people's music. Now, what do we see here? Well, there are a few things to unpack from it which are rather interesting. The first and most notable is the fact that if you happen to be in receipt of the 3 bottles of wine previously, either gifted to you, or if you've actually managed to purchase some, and it still remains questionable whether that's actually something that can occur, well, all you got was the wine arriving in eggshell boxes with packing peanuts, and the wine wrapped in tissue paper looked a little bit shoddy. But what's this we see? Oh, it is an wooden as-ever box, which bears the label Premium Handcrafted Wines in Napa Valley, California, USA, and a proper wooden box. Accordingly, what this immediately explains is that if you have been purchasing the wine, you're a peasant that only deserves eggshell packaging and packing peanuts. You're not the superior customer that receives a wooden box. No, these are reserved for more important people. You'll notice the caption states, "Sending birthday love, both near and far to my ladies." I'm not sure who it's being sent to, but presumably someone that is known to this one's wife, for it is this one's wife's hands that appear in the footage. You can see the chocolate borderline beige jumper making an appearance, and this is evidently to be gifted to someone far more important than you, Sugars, Sussex Squad. Once again, those clowns don't realise the contempt that their supposed queen has for them. You just get the tatty packaging, none of this luxurious box that you get. Although you'll notice that once again her freakish eye for detail has escaped her because, well, let's go through it. First of all, she explains that she's sending birthday love, which presumably means that she's sending this to somebody. So we see her, what looks like she's tightening the screws on the box, which is interesting because you'd have thought that would have been done by whoever has put it together at the distributor's premises, rather than her. But of course, this is an attempt to conjure it up as if she's had some personal involvement in the creation of this, when in actual fact she hasn't. All she's done is get hold of one of these wooden boxes and make it seem like it's something that she would send to somebody important. We don't know whose birthday it is. We don't know any information about that. But she appears to be tightening the screws. But then she's opening it up. So her own reel doesn't even make sense. She's meant to be sending it, so she tightens the screws. Okay, so far that makes sense. You're about to send it. But then we see that she's opening it up, having removed the screws. Is she then pretending that she's the recipient? But we can see from the hand that it's clearly her. And then she opens up the box and shows the 3 bottles of wine nestling in the sort of straw effect material. Also, what's with the screws? You could get some that blend into the wood, but she's got these brass screws which are rather incongruous. And what would be wrong with just having a latch on the box? Imagine if you've received this, and it's not clear if anybody actually would, but imagine if you've received this, and what have I got here? A box with as ever on it. Oh, it's quite heavy, isn't it? I wonder what's inside. Oh, fuck me, I can't open it. I need to go and find a screwdriver. Have you got a screwdriver handy so I can get into here? It's not exactly the most practical of things. Why not just have a clasp on it instead? But, of course, this one's wife, she's got such a freakish eye for detail, she must clearly know better than I would do. And then we're treated to the items in the box suddenly being displayed, surrounded by peaches, I think, or apricots, and flowers. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that includes some of the flowers that were deemed to be poisonous that she'd used elsewhere. And a heart has been placed in there to make a not unattractive display. But the whole point of this is that she's once again demonstrating how she just can't get it right when it comes to displaying her wares. That she says that she's sending something, but then she's actually opening it. Surely it would have been better to start off with placing the bottles of wine in, allowing you to see it, then closing the lid, and then tightening the screws and sending it off, rather than doing it in the reverse order. And as ever, there are the little failures, which are caused by her arrogance and her lack of attention to detail. Because it's all about, look at me, rather than thinking, how does this actually truly look? The brass screws, the use of screws, the absence of a clasp. Also, the fact that she doesn't think through the fact of how people might regard this, as I've pointed out. Everybody else has received the eggshell packaging, the egg box packaging rather, and packing peanuts. This suggests that that is some kind of lower item compared to this. I've picked up on it. I'm sure you picked up on it. I'm sure other people will have picked up on it also. Demonstrating once again that she just doesn't think through anything that she does, because all her narcissism says is, you've got these packing boxes, show off about them. Put a video together, pump it out there, because that will allow you to control the audience and draw fuel from them and manage your facade. There's no voice going, hang on a second, shouldn't we make the video at least look chronologically correct? And also, how does that track in terms of the packaging that other people have received? Will they feel like they're being treated in a second-class way? How does that all look? And who are we sending it to? Shouldn't we at least make mention of that? But no. All that matters is her. Look at me. I've got a posh box. Look at me. I'm sending this to someone because I'm kind. Look at me. Here's my product going out again. My wines. Look at me. I've arranged them with fruit and flowers. Doesn't it look lovely? Even though the wines all appear to be different colours, which is rather strange. Time and time again she misses the mark. And the reason being is she doesn't have the innate competence that certain narcissists would have. She doesn't have the innate ability that certain narcissists would have. And instead, she doesn't bother to check the details, even though she claims she has a freakish eye for detail, because her narcissism doesn't allow her to do that. It's focused on the prime aims, and as ever, that's all that matters. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.